Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to introduce you to my new toy, and that is a Clarke metal folding brake. Stick around till the end of the video because my Clarke angle grinder 4-inch that I've had since 1986 when working on a Triumph Spitfire finally exploded. Not the disc but the angle grinder. And yes, I've replaced it. But with what? And I'm not associated or affiliated, and I bought this with my own money, and it's not a paid promotion video at all. I just wanted to show you an addition to my metalworking tools, shall we say, and it's going to make life a hell of a lot easier than trying to bend metal in a vise or using angled steel. And yeah, we'll go into using it in another video, although I will try bending a piece that I'm fabricating for the inside of the Rover P4 I'm working on. So yeah, let me just read you some specifications out, and then we'll take a closer look at it and put it into action. So it's quite a weighty unit, and it comes in at 18 kilos. So although I've got it clamped down onto a workmate here, which is not the ideal thing to do, but as I'm bending a relatively short piece of metal, I'll give it a go and let's see how we get on. I will be building a proper table for this to go on, and I've got a metal shear that I'm going to be putting on there as well. So the maximum width that you can bend is 730 millimeters, which is quite useful for fabrication on the sort of thing I'm doing. The maximum thickness that you can bend is mild steel sheet up to 1.2 millimeters thick, or 0.8 millimeter thickness stainless steel, and you can bend from an angle of 0 up to 135 degrees, which will give you quite a scope for fabricating parts. Now, I hope this sun's not going to interfere with the video. So what I'll do is I'll take you off or rather I'll move the camera around so that you can see it's operating on this piece of steel here. Okay, so there's not very many moving parts in this, as you can imagine. But this is the clamp, and it's tightened down with these two grips here. And then we've got the folding part that gives you quite a bit of movement, as I say, up to 135 degrees. So a very useful piece of kit, I think. So this is movable to a certain degree, and that will give you a sharper or more rounded bend, depending on where you position this, and also the thickness of the metal that you're going to be bending. So what I'll do is I'll get this piece of metal in place, and then we'll give it a bend. Okay, so I've lined up the piece of metal in here, and I'm just going to clamp it down now. So it suggests in the instructions that you do a couple of test pieces first, so that you can get the right position to get the right bend. Now I need a right angle bend here, so I've put it into the position I think that will give me a 90-degree bend. So let's just clamp it up. And let's see if this works. And that looks 90 degrees to me, but I don't think I've clamped this down tight enough, so it's moved a little bit. However, you can see that it does bend metal. And the other thing is that doing this on a workmate is not the ideal thing, so this just goes to prove that I need to have this clamped down on a proper bench, and the bench ideally should be fixed to the floor. So anyway, let's take this piece out. So there it is, a 90-degree bend. I think this will be usable. I mean, it looks okay, but I've got a lot more fiddling about to do with this particular panel, and we'll test fit it on the car. But yeah, I hadn't got it clamped down quite right, so I need to play about with this a little bit more and get used to folding metal. Okay, that's a brief introduction to the Clarke metal folding machine, and I'll be putting it through its paces throughout the restoration of the body on the Rover P4. So yeah, hope you've liked the video. Please like and subscribe. There'll be loads more coming, and I've got my eye on a couple of other little bits of equipment which I'll get as and when I need them. It's just making life a little bit easier. The other thing I'll say is I can't remember exactly how much this was, but for the price I think it's really good money, and it's around about £139. Sometimes you can get it for a little bit cheaper, and I just missed out on that, where I could have probably saved about 20 quid, I think. Okay, I said at the beginning of the video my Clarke angle grinder exploded while I was trying to cut some metal, and it started to sound a bit funny, and within a short time it had just went and the motor just threw out sparks and decided it wasn't going to cut anymore. So that's gone, and I've replaced it with this nice unit, and it's a 4.5 inch. It takes 4.5 inch discs, and it's a little bit narrower than the old Clarke unit, but I'm not going to say much more about this now. That'll be the subject of a new video. Now, if you like reviews of tools and using them, please drop me a comment and see if you'd like more videos of this type. Of course, you'll be seeing them in use throughout the restoration of whatever it is I'm working on at the time. But yeah, if you'd like to see individual reviews, then please drop a comment. That's now the end of the video. So, ta-ta, and see you again. Thanks for watching.